Alrighty guys, so today we're going to be talking about Studio Series Shatter, and you may notice that she's in her vehicle mode. So this is what I'm going to be doing from now on with my Studio Series talks. We're going to do it in vehicle mode. You're going to see me transform them, see my joys, my dislikes, my frustrations, and then we're going to talk about her in robot mode. And that's going to be from now on with all the other Studio Series figures. So, without further ado, let's look at Decepticon Shatter. Alrighty, so she's in vehicle mode. I do like the vehicle mode. It looks like that the muscle car that she is. I forget what she is. Um, I think it sits a little bit too high on the front. I do like all the paint applications, even though it's just one solid black line here. Like the back half is painted black, and then the front half is red with some black stripes right here. I do like the paint in the engine block, and then right here in the front for the grill and the lights. However, I do wish there was a little bit more paint applications right here, where there should be like a black piece or at least more silver. The back, the tail lights are painted well. I like that the bumper is painted silver as well. These headlights, I wish there was a little bit more paint applications, like maybe some yellow or even the like white to insinuate that there's lights there. Now, the arms here do not stay in; they're not tabbed in, and they just flop around sometimes. So keeping them in there is it holds well, but there's gonna be times where it does come out like it will be hanging off like that and you just have to push it back in. There's no tabs there, so it does not tab in, and neither do the arms. The arms don't tab together to hold it better in place. Now, transforming this figure into vehicle mode, I disliked it so much. I haven't transformed it back into robot mode. I was waiting for this video to do so. I do like the paint applications, the 722, and of course the black and everything. I wish there was like maybe like a Decepticon logo like painted right here where the little logo is. But other than that, that's perfectly fine by me. I'm more than likely going to keep her in robot mode. I'm not really too fond on how this looks. There's a huge gap right here between the plastic, and I'm not really liking it. In fact, transforming it into vehicle mode was just a hassle, and I didn't really like it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and transform her into robot mode. First off, I've never done uh, I've never transformed her back into robot mode, so I don't know the best way to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and say let's tab off the back section, and then right here, it's on a hinge that you're just gonna want to hinge it up just a little bit and fold the bumper in. Then we'll go ahead and disconnect the legs from the door. And then, let's see. No, we won't do that next. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and lift up the arms. We'll take off the blasters, because the blasters are actually pinned on reversed. So there's her arm right there, and they're pinned on the opposite side. They usually go right here in robot mode. And there's one of my gripes about the figure is the ball joints do not hold the arms in there whatsoever, and transforming it from vehicle mode from robot mode into vehicle mode was just a hassle. So then from here we're gonna go ahead and nope, we're not doing that. There we go. There's another one of my gripes. Whenever you try to lift this up, the pieces right here, the tab in here, they're held in there pretty good too. They just pop off, and because and look, see, here's the arm falling off again. This reminds me so much of the Studio Series Bumblebee when transforming it. So they're just held by friction pegs right in here. And I don't like that because the plastic is thin enough, and the plastic kind of seems a little bit cheap. So I'm like terrified, and there goes that piece. So I'm like terrified of this like breaking. So yeah, they're supposed to come off like that. They do peg in here, so you would have to unpeg them and then put them back. So with that, you could free up the arm. The arms do hinge out. Oh, come on. They hinge out like that, and it's kind of hard to get those out. Okay, so they come out like that. Then, sorry, get back on my chair. Then what we're going to want to do is take these leg pieces. So these leg pieces are connected to a little tab in here, which you're going to want to untab, because this black piece can be very fragile, and you could probably break that tab. So you're going to want to pull this away from the foot, and there's a little tab in there. I can't even get some light in there to even get it, and it won't even focus. But look, this is the tab I'm talking to you guys about. Okay, this tab goes tabbed into this section, and if you're not careful, you'll actually break that off. So then you're going to want to do that. Then with the wheels, it's very tight, so be careful, because and then you're going to want to just turn it over and rotate it in. So take that, turn it over, rotate it in. Then these panels right here, the door panels, they're just going to rotate back. Or actually, oh yeah. They're going to rotate to the back. I'm going to take this section. Then doesn't want to rotate. Then rotate that to the back. Oh yeah, the legs, my bad. You're gonna want to rotate the leg around like that to give her these pieces right here. Oh, and then this piece is the artificial chest piece. This is what makes the chest. So when transforming her into the chest piece, what you're gonna want to do is that this does rotate out. So when you bring her down, you want to push this over. And I don't know if you guys saw that. So this piece, you want to just bring it out like that. And then rotate this down. And bring that forward. Right there. So yeah, I know. I'm not a good transformer. I'm not a good teacher. So these pieces right here, they're going to rotate that way, and then they're going to go... Okay, rotate the arm. Rotate the arm. Rip off the arm. Put the arm back on. Rotate this piece all the way around. Put it like that. So this becomes her shoulder piece, which you're just going to want to fold in onto her shoulder. Then from there, you want to bring up this artificial chest piece and just bring it up, and it should tab into place automatically. Then this section, you want to bring it up, and this clear plastic section is going to tab into that tab. You just want to tab it right in there. Then you fold in the bumper piece, and then these pieces, I would probably leave them up. I know it's inaccurate to the movie design, but whenever you move them, you risk the chance of breaking that off, because they like to pop off easily, you see? And that's what I was talking about in robot mode. I mean, transforming into vehicle mode, that piece does like to come off a lot. So then now I'm just fixing it up. And then her blasters, you could just bring them in, and they go attached to the arm, just right there. I forgot where the other blaster went. Oh, it's right here in front of me. And just like that, you have Shatter in robot mode. Now, this is where I feel like the figure has a lot of positives. I love this figure in robot mode. It's movie accurate to the sense with the body and the design, but when it comes to the head sculpt, That's where it's not accurate. However, I do like the mask, and I do like the figure's details in that. I don't know. Do you want to focus? There we go. I love the details in the head, and I love the details in the chest as well as in the legs. The detail on this figure is just amazing and screams movie accuracy only to the extent of the head. The head isn't movie accurate at all. However, I love the posability. She's got a double knee hinge, so you could get her in so many different poses, and I love that. Like you could have her like kneeling and crouching and like really having like these dynamic poses, and I think that's where this figure stands out a lot, and that's her probably her strongest attribute to this figure. I don't like the joints on the arms. The arms could easily pop off. Like I mean, easily. Like I could flick it off. You see, and that's something that I hope they end up fixing. Sorry, I didn't get her arm. I do hope they end up fixing that with a newer release probably, or even like if they do a jet mode. I hope they do like the same sized head sculpt so that way we could switch it off. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the head sculpt. I just want a more movie accurate head sculpt. Um, this figure's details, again, Studio Series is doing an amazing job with the details in this figure. I do like the details and everything. I love the posability. I do like all the paint applications in this figure are just spot on. I really don't have any complaints about the paint applications, at least in robot mode. In vehicle mode, I feel like they could be a little bit better, and I like that the camera's fighting over who to focus on. Come on, focus. Hocus pocus, come on, focus. There we go. So overall, I do like this figure. I would recommend this figure to anybody who wants to complete the Bumblebee movie characters. She is a good character, and she has a good size scale too. I'll bring in I'll put her next to Bumblebee and Dropkick. I forgot his name. I was going to call him Drift. Dropkick right now, so that way you guys could get a sense of scale. I do think the scaling with this figure, with all the other Bumblebee movie figures, is a really good scale. Now, that's pretty much all I really have to say about this figure. I do wish that, again, the head sculpt was a little bit more movie accurate than what we have here. Come on, focus. There we go. Love the posability. I'll probably end the video with some shots of the posability of this figure and how many poses that you could probably get her in. The paint could probably scratch off easily. I would be very careful. And the plastic does seem a little bit weaker than other figures and everything. But that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and do some comparisons really quick. So I'll be right back. So here she is right next to the Studio Series 18 Bumblebee. I think it's 18 at least, which is the Beetle version of Bumblebee. As you can see, Decepticon Shatter here is a lot taller than Bumblebee, and that is movie accurate because she did have that taller sensibility and did kind of beat Bumblebee up a little bit. However, Bumblebee was victorious. I do like the scale. I do like the way this figure is compared next to Bumblebee, and I'll bring in Dropkick right now. And here she is right next to Dropkick. The scale here does seem about to be movie accurate. I don't remember if Dropkick was a little bit shorter or a little bit taller. But however, I remember them being about the same size, especially with them being triple changers. Now, I do like this scale with them. They seem to fit in perfectly. I'll go ahead and get them a little bit more up close. There we go. And there you guys go. You guys could take a really good look at the details on her. Now, I do like the scale. The scale on these two seems to be about right. This is what I mean with the scale being about right. Bumblebee is way smaller than them. And that's what I do like. I do like that they made these deluxe classes a little bit bigger than Bumblebee here. Because Bumblebee was the smaller Autobot, in the movie at least. Maybe we'll get a Studio Series Cliff Jumper and we could have that interrogation scene. Rest in peace, Cliff Jumper. But anyway, I do like the scale for Shatter, for Dropkick, and Bumblebee. Overall, Decepticon Shatter, I do recommend To me, it was already a pickup in my opinion. When I first saw it, I was like, okay, I'm definitely picking that figure up. Um, she does have her negatives, of course, with the loose joints, the easily popping off joints, and everything, and you know, just stuff like that. That's what I don't like about the figure, but I love the detailing. I love the posability and everything. And I think this is a must have. If you guys are looking for her, go ahead and go hunt. Enjoy the hunt. Hunting is always fun because you never know what you're going to find. Alrighty, guys. So, with that, I hope you guys have a great day. If you guys feel like I deserve it, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you guys feel like I deserve it. Thanks again to those who watch my videos. You guys are awesome. And again, highly recommend this figure. Have a great day, guys.